Hey everyone, I've been doing a lot of work to my shop recently and I got a lot cleaned up and about done, so I thought I'd give you a quick tour, show you what's inside and what I've been doing recently. So here we go. The main thing I did was insulate the whole thing. I put up this OSB. If you saw pictures of it beforehand, it didn't have any of this OSB. I redid all the electrical, so I added a bunch more outlets, took out the old ones that were there. I put in all these new lights, and then I put the mini split in. So that's probably the biggest difference right there, is the mini split. So now I can keep this temperature controlled as I work. And then I did a little bit of organizing and made some new stuff, so I thought I'd show you real quick what I've got. This workbench here still has a lot of room in this top drawer. I've been 3D printing some grid-finity storage in here, but I haven't made any bins yet. I got my Kydex in there, my Kydex press. Down here in the bottom, I got a bunch more Kydex here on the top shelf. And the other end, I got some random tools, kind of not related to the knife making. That's the first bench. Over here, this is a lot of the Kydex stuff, rivets, the Kydex rivet, presser, countersink, different stuff like that. And same in here, I got some clips, and got my knives on here. I 3D printed all this stuff, and this is the grid-finity stuff. Give you an example of what this will look like in a bigger version someday. Caliper, ruler, little stuff in there. On this bench, I got some knives that are finished heat treating. I gotta put some handles on. I 3D printed this razor blade holder. I still have some more little attachments I'm gonna make. I got some random stuff sitting around. Here's the blades that I've cut out and have not done any heat treating or grinding or anything to them. This is kind of my heat treating station over here. So I got my even heat oven that I got recently, the KF 22.5. And I've been really liking that recently. You know, I have my little oven that I use for tempering. And then my crunch plates. And a big vise there. On the bottom I have a little bit of storage. I've been trying to keep everything as empty as possible to leave room for more stuff. Got the mini split there. And then a bunch of my tools, as you can see. I got a bunch of borrowed stuff from Harbor Freight. So, got all that stuff. I 3D printed all these little brackets here to slide these onto. Same with the batteries. Just pull out of there and slide back in. And there's another thing I designed and 3D printed. Well, it's my logo. I gotta hang that up still. I have my drill press here. And then these shelves that I made to run the most of the length of the shed are really nice. I got a bunch of my finishes here, some epoxy glue, tap oil over here for the drill press bias, 1, 2, 3 blocks, just little stuff like that. Got my screwdriver set. I laser cut that out. I got my hardness testers. Over here is the buffing station. I got this grizzly buffer. And over here in the end, I got my Milwaukee Porter band for cutting out the blades. I got some blades up there. So that's what's on this bench. It runs the whole length of the shed, or at least in the main room. Over here on the other side next to the door, I have my big U-line modular storage drawers that I filled with all sorts of things. Electrical in the top one, screws in the next one, a lot of stuff. Got my steel in here, some pins. Here's a bunch of my knife handles, wood and other materials. I got some templates down the end. More random electrical stuff. See down here, got some drill bits. Not sure. Oh yeah, here's more handle material. Put my cutter in there as well. I'm pretty sure the next two are mostly empty. Got some welding stuff in that one. Here's a bunch more wood. Haven't done much with. Some wire and extra stuff in there. Down here I have my heat treat foil and some Cerakote and stuff there on the end. Bottom, I think it's mostly empty. I have some extra battery chargers and some tools that go with my tools over there. Over here I have more storage for kind of random stuff. I have my stick welder down there, some quenching oil, just a little random stuff. And then I also built this second room, so I partitioned off, put a wall there, and the second room is about, I'd say 7.5 by 11, somewhere around there. And then I got this drip curtain off of Amazon, which I really like. I think it'll keep all the dust out. I hung up on my belts. And this shelf here. So I have my OBM 2x72. Hung up the VFD there on the wall. More belt storage. My contact wheel, my small wheel attachment, and my dust collector that I got the other day at Harbor Freight. And then here on the other end, I have my Laguna 1412 bandsaw that I also got pretty recently. And then my air compressor. So I have room for a few more things there. And that about wraps it up. So I thought I'd kind of show you what we're around. And thanks for watching.